For the first time in history, it's gonna start raining books. It's raining books. Hallelujah, it's raining books.
Hello everyone, with that little introduction out of the way, welcome back to Top 5 Wednesday! I feel like it's been forever since I've done a Top 5 Wednesday video, and it kind of has because I don't think I did one all of June because I'm a party pooper who just drops the ball repeatedly. But I'm back and I'm here now to do the Top 5 Wednesday, the first one for July, and this week's topic is the top 5 books that you've read in 2014 so far. And it's crazy to me that 2014 is already more than halfway over. What? I feel like just yesterday I was celebrating the New Year's ball dropping and watching Ryan Seacrest, and now we're only 5 months away from doing it all over again. It's just so crazy. So obviously there are so many more books that are going to come out in 2014, but I have managed to read 101 books so far, and needless to say it was really hard to narrow it down to 5 books, but these were the 5 that I remember just being obsessed about after I read them. I'm here to share them with all of you. Maybe you've read some of them, maybe you'll check some out after, which I highly recommend, but yeah, here's the 5. Coming in at number 5 is The Scorch Trials by James Dashner, and this is the second book in the Maze Runner series. I picked up the Maze Runner series, I think, end of 2013 after hearing about the movie coming out with Dylan O'Brien, which I am super excited for. I really liked Maze Runner, but Scorch Trials just knocked it out of the ballpark, blew everything out of the water. It was so great. If you haven't gotten to Scorch Trials yet and you're planning on reading that series, I suggest you skip to the next book now before anything gets ruined. So yes, with Scorch Trials, I love the addition of Brenda and Jorge and taking all of them out of the maze, seeing all the repercussions and how they really had to be like, we just got out of the maze, now you're sending us into a giant desert where you're basically saying that half of us are going to die, and oh yeah, we're all infected with a deadly disease that's going to make us go crazy and want to eat people. Fun! Yeah, so it really expanded the world because obviously Maze Runner left us with so many questions. How did they get in the maze? Why is it just boys? Where is everyone else in the world? And this kind of opened it up, but also exposed all the lies, everything that had been hidden from the boys, and Thomas kind of started fighting back at the end and was just like, I'm done with y'all. So it was my favorite in the series. I was just really excited after reading it, and I really hope it gets made into a movie because I really want to see Brenda on the screen, and I really hope Holland Rodham plays her because I feel like her and Dylan O'Brien would knock that chemistry with the park. So that's what I'm really hoping for with 2015, that we get a Scorch Trials movie and we get Holland Rodham in it. That'll just make my year. My number 4 pick is Alienated by Melissa Landers, and this series, I absolutely love it so much. There's not a ton of alien books out there, which I guess is kind of self-explanatory because generally aliens are kind of goofy. We picture the green-eyed with the 3 arms and, you know, the little cute ones from Toy Story. And written weird, it can just be really awkward and really cheesy, but I really feel like Melissa Landers knocked it out of the park with this. If you haven't heard of it, it's about a boy named Alex, I can never pronounce his name, but he is from a planet far away in galaxy, and Kara, I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. See, I'm so good at pronouncing the names. Maybe I'm the alien here. But she lives on Earth. I pick her to host Alex on Earth as a kind of intergalactic peace treaty thing now that they know aliens are out there, and Kara is like a perfect student, A+. She has a great boyfriend, a nice best friend, but unfortunately Alex's arrival also meets with a bunch of protesters who do not want aliens on Earth's soil, and as Kara starts to defend Alex and kind of grow to become his friend, she also loses a lot of her friends. They also start to grow closer. They each make the other one see things that they wouldn't normally. Alex starts to kind of see that Earth and humans aren't really these destructive forces that he always thought they were, and that there are some good people out there, and Kara kind of opened her world to maybe there's more than just being an A+ student and all that. And it's really cute. I'm sure it doesn't take a genius to figure out that they end up falling for each other, but the whole story of how they do is really cute, and it ended on a good note. It wasn't like a cliffhanger, but it was still sort of where you really want the next book, but I feel like I can wait for it is the good thing. So I'm really excited to read the next book. It's called Invaded, and the covers are just so gorgeous. Go look up the Invaded cover. It's just as pretty as this one, but oh my gosh, I just love them so much. Number 3 on my list is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. I actually have a whole book talk about this if you want to go watch it. I'll leave it in the link thing down below over there, so go check it out. But Dorothy Must Die is a retelling of Wizard of Oz where Dorothy Dorothy is now in power at Oz. She went back and she is addicted to magic and has become just a crazy nut job who rules Oz with a iron fist. She kills people for being too sassy. She dresses like a hooker, and her Scarecrow, Tin Man, Glinda the Good Witch, and the Lion are all like evil, nasty, just horrific versions of themselves, of the ones we learned of in Wizard of Oz. And it was such an interesting read because this girl from Kansas, Amy, gets plopped down into Wizard of Oz after a freak tornado, and she is now kind of their last hope to finally defeat Dorothy. And the journey she goes through on this book is so amazing. I honestly had such high hopes for this book, and it exceeded them by 500%. The ending, oh my gosh, the ending. It had me like crawling for the next book, and you still have to wait like a year for it. There's not even a title or a cover or anything, so it makes me so sad, but it's such a good book, and I really like it, and I really recommend it. Number 2 on my list is actually the only book that I don't actually own. That is White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This book, oh my goodness. You look at the cover, you read the description, and you think it sounds like the cheesiest book in the world because it is about a girl named Layla who is half demon, half Gorgile. And Gorgiles are basically the shadow hunters in this universe because they protect the world from demons, but she is kind of both, so she's the bad thing and the good thing, and she has a crush on kind of her adoptive older brother whose father has taken her into their family, Zane, and she's kind of growing up working on this crush, and then she meets this demon, Roth. And Roth just, I'm sorry, knocks Zane out of the park. He is the hottest, cockiest, just anything you will ever meet, and her whole journey in this book is kind of becoming comfortable with who she is because she tries to fight the demon side of her, the side that wants to suck people's souls and, you know, just create mass destruction and not good things. But Roth kind of takes her on a journey where she has to realize that she has to mesh both of those, or she's constantly going to be fighting her true nature. And it's kind of her journey to realize that maybe she can be the bridge between these people, that not everyone needs to be attacked and stuff, that the gargoyles aren't always the good guys in the case, they can be bad. And her whole relationship with Roth is adorable. I swear it really sounds cheesy, it sounds ridiculous, and even the first 50 pages you're like, Roth is trying too hard, like his lines just sound too rehearsed, but then eventually you'll fall in love with him, and you'll fall in love with Bambi too. And you don't know who Bambi is if you haven't read the book, but that'll just make you read the book. So go read the book to find out who Bambi is and fall in love with all of them just like I did. Jennifer L. Armentrout, all the credit, because my number 1 book of 2014 is also written by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It is Don't Look Back. Now, if you could think of something as different as White Hot Kiss, this would be it, because although it's not really contemporary, there is nothing supernatural about it. And as of now, Jennifer L. Armentrout is known as a supernatural writer. She's written about aliens, demigod things, and of course half gargoyles, half demons. But this one is completely normal, except it's got a very twisty Mara Dyer feel to it. And it is basically about this girl, Sam, who just finds herself on this road one day and is taken to the hospital. She remembers nothing of her past life, and she later finds out through her family and her friends that she and her best friend, Cassie, left together, and while she has been found, Cassie has not been. So now Sam kind of puts the pressure on herself to figure out where Cassie is, if she's alive or if she's not, and to save her. But at the same time, she's getting these threatening notes that say, like, don't look back, you won't like what you find, or stop digging, stuff like that. And it gets really freaky and really twisty in that Sam kind of starts going crazy, and we can't figure out if this girl is imagining things or if they're the truth. Or the other thing is, because of her amnesia, people are telling her things about her life, and they could be true or false. We have no idea. Sam has no idea, so thus indirectly we have no idea since it's from Sam's point of view. But all the characters are really, really great. I love her relationship with Carson, who is her brother's friend, who she was kind of bitched to before she lost her memory. But their relationship is really cute. They kind of turn into Styles and Lydia detectives on us, trying to figure out what happened that day that Sam disappeared. It was just such an interesting, twisty story, and like I said, it just got better and better. I literally flew through it in one day. Like, I had to find out what happened. It was just so good, and I definitely recommend you pick it up, even if you don't like Jennifer L. Armentrout's other books, because it's so different from anything she's ever written. So those were my top 5 picks of 2014. It was really, really hard to come up with them. All these books got 5 stars from me because they were absolutely fantabulous. And if you have read any of these books, please feel free to leave comments down below and tell me what you thought of them. And if you haven't read any of these books, definitely go check them out, because I give them my Reader Skeeter stamp of approval. I don't know what that means in your life, but I give them my stamp of approval. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm Miranda, and I will see you next time. Bye! My number 4 pick is Alienated. What? My number 4 pick is Alienated. Why can't I say Alienated? My number 4 pick is